get yourself ready for the day and to ensure that you're doing everything in your power, at least, to not only raise your vibration, but also make it so that any challenge that comes your way, you're ready for it. You're cool as a cucumber. All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Haley, and I help people recognize their full potential by exploring all aspects of the mind-body connection. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell as well, so that you don't miss out on uplifting content. All right, so today I wanted to sit down and share with you all my morning routine, what I go through during my morning, how I kind of set myself up for success for the day vibrationally. I'm a really firm believer that everything that we do in the morning is kind of going to set the tone for how the rest of our day is going to pan out. So I've incorporated a lot of small things into my daily routine that I feel like really help me kind of set myself onto a high vibe track and put myself in the right direction so that my day ahead is going to be full of abundance, joy, all those good things. Any setback, any road bump that I encounter, I know I'm ready for. So if you're interested in hearing what I do in the morning to set myself up for success and just what I do in general, then stay tuned. All right, so the very first thing that I do is, obviously, I wake up to my alarm in the morning. I'll let you guys know that my Fitbit is actually broken right now, but I do use my Fitbit as my alarm to wake me up. I find that it's a little less abrasive than hearing the iPhone alarm in the morning. It's just a personal preference. I do sometimes, like right now, since my Fitbit's broken, I will use my iPhone bedtime clock. And that's another tip that I have, is sometimes the sound of the alarm is something that instantly triggers a stress response in our bodies. At least I know it does for me. For years I had that dive bell tone sound, and it was just horrific, and every morning it would shoot me out of bed and it would make me so anxious. So having a nice, sort of more pleasant sound to wake up to is a really small adjustment that kind of sets the tone for your day in a better way. So if you're interested, just go over to the bedtime feature in your iPhone. I'll try to put up like a little screen grab of that, so there's plenty of different sounds to choose from. I have a really peaceful kind of soundscape to wake me up to, and it's, like I said, a lot less in your face than some of those standard iPhone alarm sounds. So before I even get out of bed in the morning, the very first thing that I do is I say thank you. And I know this might seem a little bit like hokey pokey to some of you listening to this, but I'm telling you, it's the first thing that I do every single day, is expressing gratitude. I think it's so important. I have a vision board up on my wall, which I had spoken about in a previous video. I'll link that somewhere here. But every single morning I say thank you for not only all the lessons I've learned in my past, but for everything that I have now and for everything that's going to be coming my way through the day and also in the future. And I kind of say that in my head a couple of times, and I take a glance over at my vision board and I run through a list of affirmations that I have in my head each morning, just to kind of set myself up for success for the day. So I'll look at that board, I'll express gratitude, and I'll set that feeling up right away in the morning. Before I even let my feet step the floor, I say to myself, today is going to be an awesome day. Today's going to be a fabulous day. I'm so excited at all of the opportunities, the amazing memories, the fun experiences that I'm going to have today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, universe, for making this an awesome and fabulous day. And I put a smile on my face, and that's the first thing I do every single morning. And since I have done that, I can tell you I honestly do feel a difference. So it takes a couple minutes in your morning just to do that, just to set that time aside. Think about a couple of things that you're grateful for right off of the bat. Think about 3 things that you're grateful for, and just be grateful also for all of the opportunities coming your way. Even though you may not know what they're going to be, when they're going to come, just be grateful for it. Again, when you put yourself into that vibration of gratitude, you're going to attract more experiences that are going to mirror that which you want and that which you desire. So after I get out of bed, the first thing I like to do after that is make my cup of coffee in the morning. For all of you coffee fans, I drink my coffee black. And I'm also a huge fan of Peet's Coffee. So I have a little coffee ground machine, and I'm really not a diva about many things, but I am very particular about how I like my coffee. So for anybody out there that drinks coffee in the morning, I'm telling you that freshly ground beans make a huge difference in terms of the flavor profile of your coffee. So I'll take those fresh grounds, I ground them up, and I make my little cup of coffee. I do drink my coffee black, for those of you that are curious. If it's iced, I usually like to have something in it, but if it's hot coffee, I like to drink it black. After I have my cup of coffee, I like to spend a nice amount of time just to enjoy my coffee. My coffee time in the morning is like my quiet time, it's my alone time, and it's a really peaceful time of day when not too much is going on. I usually wake up between like 6:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. It kind of depends. Some days it's a little bit later, some days it's a little bit earlier. It just depends what I have going on. But that coffee time in the morning, no matter what I have going on during my day, I like to allow myself at least 20 minutes to a half hour to just really enjoy my coffee. And something that I do that kind of puts me in a really good mood is I love listening to jazz when I drink my coffee. And I know that might sound kind of silly as well, but there's a bunch of playlists on YouTube of like Saturday morning jazz, Tuesday morning jazz, soft piano jazz, whatever it might be, and I just sit there and I enjoy it and I have my cup of coffee and I listen to that. I'm gonna try to leave a link below to a channel that I'm really fond of. I think they're called Calmed by Nature. I could be wrong, but they have a lot of really nice jazz type soundscapes, and it's just something that relaxes me but at the same time kind of makes me feel productive, if that makes sense. So I kind of like to start my day listening to that. It just puts me in a really nice kind of space. So that's another part of my morning routine that I think is really special. So after I have my coffee and I have my little downtime there listening to my jazz, I'll take a look at whatever my to-do list is for the day. To-do lists are a huge thing that I have really implemented into my life in the past year, and they've been super beneficial. Just writing out your tasks for the day just to make sure that you know what you have ahead of you, and it also helps you prioritize things and helps you kind of visually conceptualize what you need to get done for the day. But I'll tell you that the first thing I do every single morning is, at least in terms of my to-do list, is after I have my coffee, I will come in here and I make my bed. And that's like my first thing in the morning. That's my first victory of the day, where I'm like, yeah, like I got this. And I know it's something small, but it's, again, I think something that puts you vibrationally in the course of, okay, like I am accomplishing things today, I am, you know, productive and all of that stuff. So making the bed is the first thing. And I want to dive into this a little bit more maybe in another video, but I think that energetically clearing your space also kind of helps to raise your vibration. So every morning I always like to come in here and have it look clean and serene. And I used to be a slob growing up, I can tell you that right now. Like I always had, you know, clothes piled up everywhere and whatnot, but past like year or two really, I've focused on kind of cleansing my space and making it somewhere that's a little bit more sacred and just clean feeling and looking, you know, just like simple colors. And I think it's made a difference too, just in terms of like my calmness, my state of being. So that's another thing that I think is really important, is taking some time to organize your room, to make your bed, to make sure that everything is tidy and ready to go for the day. So once that's all done, I'll have my breakfast, and I'll let you guys know that my breakfast is usually the same thing almost every single day of the week. If not, it's usually like 5 to 6 days a week. I will have my smoothie, and I'm gonna try to put up a video that I had posted on my Instagram. This is a reel of what I put in my smoothie, but essentially I use Vega chocolate protein. I prefer plant-based proteins, although I don't follow a plant-based diet. So I have the Vega protein in there. I have banana, cashew butter I've really been loving at the moment. I use the Trader Joe's cashew butter. I have raw cacao powder, greens powder, collagen powder, ice, because I like it nice and cold. I blend that up and I drink that. And it keeps me full for a really long time, and it's also chock full of nutrients. I mean, you can do some research into each of those ingredients, but they are loaded with nutrients, loaded with minerals, all that good stuff. So that's kind of a really nice way that I can start my day, and also I can do things as I'm drinking that smoothie. So I'll check up on my emails, do whatever I need to do, you know, in front of the computer for that time. I'll also let you guys know that I use blue light glasses when I'm looking at my computer screens now. I've done a lot of research personally into just how bad the blue light rays are from technology that we surround ourselves with. So I've been really trying to cut back on my screen time when it's not necessary. But I do think that the blue light glasses, or the anti-blue light glasses rather, have helped me a little bit with my sleep. So if you're interested, I found them on Amazon. They're super cheap. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I just think that they're a cool invention. So I'll leave a link to those down below as well. So once my smoothie is done, all that's good. I'm caught up on all my things for the day. I have my to-do list. I like to do my workout. I like to just get it done earlier in the day. And it's kind of interesting because I find that I'm most productive work-wise and creativity-wise in the early hours of the morning. So that's when I have my coffee and my smoothie in the morning, and then there's no distractions around. And I also find that my workouts are the most successful when they're done earlier in the day. So if my workouts are done like before 10 a.m. or if my workouts are done at night. I don't know why this is, and I really would love to hear if any of you are like people that feel you're most productive in the afternoon. I'm really curious as to how you do that, because like 2 to 4 p.m. for me is my time of day that I'm just like tired. Like I can't really focus as well. I guess I'm a night owl and an early morning person. So I don't know, like it's nighttime right now. I feel super productive at night. I feel super productive in the morning, but the middle of the day is just like it's not there for me. Something I'm working on, but yeah, so I always like to do my workout usually before 10 or 11 a.m. and it'll just depend. It's whatever I'm feeling that day. Gyms are finally opening back up, so that's been a real nice privilege to be able to go back to the gym. But if not that, I'll go for a run. I have a spin bike here in my house, so I do that as well. So after that workout comes the final part of my morning routine, and that is my shower. And if you've been following me for a little bit, you know that I like to sort of make things a little bit more meaningful and impactful in our daily routines than they would be if we're in that autopilot state of being. So I really like to think of my shower as a sacred time where I can just like cleanse myself of any residual energy that I'm carrying from the day before, and also set myself into that framework for really having an awesome day vibrationally ahead. So I like to turn down the lights. I have lavender essential oil that I put on the floor of the shower, and I let the steam kind of carry that oil through the air. I find lavender to be a really therapeutic scent. Aromatherapy in general, to be honest, I really do find it very effective. And I turn the lights down. I also have a playlist on Spotify of some Native American flute music for meditation that I listen to while I'm in the shower in the morning, and I really enjoy it. I used to rush through my showers, and I used to be so stressed and so worried about everything that I had to do later in the day or later in the week or whatever it might have been, and I was just so not present. And I've really been focusing on making myself more present through some of those mundane activities, and a shower is a great place for it. Like every sense is being tantalized, if you will. Like your sight, you can see the water, you can see the beautiful bottles you have in your shower, the smells, the sounds, if you're listening to music, the feeling of the water on your skin. It's a very immersive experience, and I think it's something that people should appreciate a little bit more. Especially if you just think about like what a privilege it is to have running water and to be able to shower. That's such a blessing. So, and again, when you're in the shower, you can use that time to go through a list of gratitudes. That's an awesome opportunity to think about what you're grateful for. So I guess the moral of this story here, my friends, is transform your mornings, own your mornings. That is the time of day that's going to dictate how you're feeling for the rest of the day. And remembering that everything is energy, right? So whatever we're feeling predominantly in the morning, we're probably going to carry with us for the rest of the day. And when I don't do some of these things that I've implemented in my life, like my affirmations or, you know, expressing gratitude, looking at my vision board, whatever it might be, if I have a day where I don't do any of it, I definitely feel the difference. So again, I really am a firm believer in the small things that we do making a big difference. So these are just like small little things, like appreciate your cup of coffee in the morning. Like just sit there, have a moment with your cup of coffee and just like be present, just enjoy it. Don't think about what's coming up. Don't think about what happened yesterday. Like just being present. I think that's the main takeaway, is just be a little bit more present through your mornings. It's a sacred time, and it's a time for you to calibrate yourself and to get yourself ready for the day, and to ensure that you're doing everything in your power, at least, to not only raise your vibration, but also make it so that any challenge that comes your way, you're ready for it. You're cool as a cucumber. I hope you all enjoyed this video today. I hope you learned something, and if you try any of these little things in your morning routine, drop me a comment below. I'd be so curious to hear. I'm sending you all so much health, wealth, success, happiness, abundance, love, peace, and joy, and I will see you all next time.